Okay guys, welcome back, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the size of function and bytes. So let's get started. Printf a char has %d byte size of char. It says there that a char has 1 byte. So what's some useful information here to know? Know that a byte has 8 bits. A bit is either a 0 or a 1. 1. So in memory, a lowercase a looks like, so a lowercase a is 1 byte, and that byte has 8 bits. Not that this information is useful for us, but it's just cool to know that a char is 1 byte, and that byte has 8 bits. So here we got the size of the char data type, but size of also tells us the size of variables. So char letters equal to, let's say, C. Printf letter has %d byte size of letter. Let's check that out. Uh-oh. Byte. Oh, unsigned int. Oh, okay, I tapped that wrong. Letter has 1 byte. Cool. So, a char has 1 byte, and letter has 1 byte because letter is a char. So, yeah. We can also find the size of an int. Int x equals 5. Actually, before we do that, let's do printf. An int has %d bytes. Size of int. An int has 4 bytes. So this answer right here, this 4, may change because an int is 4 bytes on a 32-bit system. And I don't know what that means, okay? I just know that there's like 32-bit systems and 64-bit systems, and I think that on a 64-bit system an int is like 8 or something like that. So these numbers vary. That's why the sizeof function is useful. Like, it's not useful to us in this particular example, but that way you can make a program that says size of this. That way it can check like what system it's on and return an accurate value. And int x equals 5, printf, x has %d bytes, size of x. X has 4 bytes because x is an integer. Let's add some notes down here. Since an int has 4 bytes, it has 32 bits. Now let's try something down here. It's not going to work, but I just wanted to go over it. Printf a char array has %d bytes. Size of char array. And we are going to get an error. We got an error because a char array doesn't have a specified size. Let's see. You cannot find the size of a char array data type. This is because char arrays vary in size. I'll move this. Now let me show you what I mean. Char word 1, and this array will store 10 characters is equal to hello. Printf, word1 has %d bytes, size of word1. Word1 has 10 bytes. And that's because we specified for word1 to have 10 bytes. But remember that word1 can only hold a 9-letter word. That's because you always need the \0 at the end. So word1 can only store 9 letters. Actually, let's say can only store a 9-letter word. This is because the last byte is reserved for the \0 in. The \0 doesn't necessarily have to be at the end, or the, \0 does not necessarily have to be at the last byte. So just remember that the biggest possible word that you can store in word1 will be 9 letters long, because you need to save at least 1 byte for the \0. And also notice that even though hello has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters, that sizeof returns 10, because it doesn't return the length of the word, it just returns how many bytes word1 has. Now char word2 is equal to hi. Printf, word2 has %d bytes, size of word2. Word2 has 3 bytes. But wait, hi only has 2 letters. Why is that? This is why, because of the \0. That's another byte right there. So you have the 2 bytes for hi and that extra byte for the \0. Yeah, and that's it for this. Now y'all know how to use sizeof, and we will use this later when doing more complicated stuff.